Node alert. Node alert.
There were a number of mysteries sort of left hanging at the end of the film. And one of them was why would Luke leave a map? Why would Luke leave a map that's separated by two different pieces?
I can't say why it would be two per se, other than to make it a little bit harder for if one fell in the hands of someone he didn't want to would have a hard time fighting him. But I mean, I think it just leads to the fact that he doesn't want his daughter to be alone, forever. Have a chance to eventually find him.
Well, when you look at it, when she's dropped off in that flashback / vision scene, she was like 8 years old, so she should know what he looks like and who he is. Well, I
mean, if it was traumatizing enough, you'd think. But if it was traumatizing enough, something like that, I mean, she obviously was on that. How old is she supposed to be in the movies? She was basically alone on this planet waiting
She's supposedly supposed to be 20, 22 years old, something like that. Right,
that's a long time to be alone and to basically be lying to yourself about when someone's going to be coming back. I don't know if she would necessarily remember.
I don't think she was ever raised by him. I think that Luke is her father, but I don't think she was raised by him. I think he sent her away right away to not compromise him, so he's not feeling extreme love or things like that. So I don't
keep her safe.
Yeah,
too.
I mean, if I forgot what I was going to say, if she was around with Luke until she was 8 years old, and I'm pretty sure Leia would have known about her.
At the same time, Kylo Ren was being trained. How old was he at that time? Maybe they weren't together because he was training Kylo.
Yeah, I don't think. Well, my theory based on the little flashback / vision thing that she saw is that she is related to one of the Jedi that Luke was training. That is not. That is not Luke.
Okay.
But was then she was then dropped off there because Kylo goes bad. Or Ben goes bad and starts exterminating all the other Jedi that Luke was training. And so I think that they put her on there to keep her safe and that they'd be back for her, and then he killed them. And I think that's why she saw. I mean, if you guys go back to the scene where he's standing there with his cronies and they're all dressed in dark, there's bodies all around them.
Yeah.
So you're kind of wondering if, is that her family that's dead around them? They were all slaughtered by him, and so that's why has this connection to him.
Or so she was 8 years old when she was dropped off, right?
Right.
So what if she was also training there, and they saw Kylo coming and got her out of there because they felt she was the greatest hope or whatever?
But then Jedi wouldn't be a myth.
Maybe she got force wiped or something.
Yeah. Well, she acted like she didn't know that Luke Skywalker was a real person. She's I thought he was a myth. So she would, if he was training her, she would know.
Yeah. And she would know who he was. And then also, again, this is why I'm she learned how to Star Wars super fast for only thinking that these were stories that she was told.
Estrogen is a very powerful hormone.
Yeah.
Just saying, you wouldn't know.
Is not the Force.
How do you know?
Midichlorians is what they call estrogen.
It's a different universe. They have different terms. Continue, sorry. Tangent.
Okay, so someone wrote down who was Snoke. Was that you, Brian? Was that you?
Yeah, I think I wrote that in there. I was I'm pretty sure that he's not really 10 feet tall. He's
no.
It's like a Wizard of Oz.
Yeah. Well, I think it's just like in Empire. When you first see the Emperor, he's a projection that's much larger that Darth Vader's talking to. I felt like that's kind of what they were doing.
Yeah.
And that it's very possible that he's actually very very tiny.
Very little guy.
So.
He's super cute. Or they're like a little
same race as that 1,000-year-old
from Men in Black.
Yeah, Maz Kanata.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you notice, in the holo projection, part of his face is gone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I know some people were saying, maybe he's actually Darth Plagueis, and I was like,
it's Jar Jar Binks.
So how do you become supreme ruler? For shorter.
Yeah. So I don't know. I guess maybe they'll go into that. I know that Benicio del Toro is supposed to be the big bad in or one of the big bads in episode 8. So let's see what do we think? What are our ideas for what may happen in episode 8? Amy, do you have anything?
nothing that's like basically like when I thought about episode 8, the main thing I ended up coming back to is like the character development and what they're going to do with the relationships between the characters. Like, are they going to do the stereotypical thing of like, okay, these two, like, they have a friendship, they're going to end up being together because you have to have a love story in every single movie always, or not? Are they going to split it and have a completely different storyline than we were expecting, like very much like Luke and Leia in episode 4?
Right.
Like, we thought that they would be together, but then totally change basis on that. So I don't.
Yeah, their relationship ended up being a friendship relationship, and then they found out it was even stronger. It was a familial relationship. But even before they found out they were related, you knew that they were just friends. So I think it's like that. It's just going to be a friendship story.
I would love that.
Yeah.
I would love it.
Liam?
Let's see, episode 8. Curious to see how robotic they end up in episode 8.
Yeah. Robotic being Finn and... sorry. Yeah, Kylo Ren.
Yeah.
Ben Solo.
So cool. Yeah, I think that we're gonna see like a little more of like their backstory, a little more just like building the new characters and kind of explaining it. And I'm hoping it's darker, like a lot more fighting. Like, I mean, Han Solo dying, that's pretty fucking dark, but you know, just a lot more big battles, just kind of, you know.
Yeah.
Star Wars.
Yeah. Is Jar Jar, what character is he gonna, what role is he gonna play in the next
when are we gonna see Jar Jar again? Damn it!
He's
When are we gonna see that race?
Gonna come back.
He'll come back as a dead Jedi with
and the new official Star Wars comics. I'm not sure if you ever read the Marvel ones. There's a Gungan bounty hunter in there.
Is there?
Oh, badass!
Nice. Okay. Yeah, I kind of feel like it will mirror Empire a little bit in Luke training Rey, sort of the way Yoda trained him.
Except she believes it.
And I think that basically Benicio del Toro's character will probably end up being an Inquisitor. And since they're all searching for Luke anyway, that's kind of that maybe the battle will be brought to whatever planet he's on. And I don't think Luke will survive the next one.
Fuck you.
Sorry.
Yeah, I don't want to be a part of this anymore. I gotta come.
But I mean, that's just speculation, of course. So we've got a couple of other movies coming out. We've got Rogue One, which is about them trying to... It's basically a war movie directed by Gareth Edwards, the guy that did the Godzilla movie and Monsters. And it's them stealing the plans for the Death Star, which it should be a very different kind of movie. We have a Han Solo movie directed by the guys that did the Lego movie and the 21 Jump Street movies.
Lego movie? That's tight.
Yeah. And it's going to be more comedic, and probably a little more bonkers because, Kathleen Kennedy said that she wants there to be some variety as far as the genres of Star Wars stuff. And having the anthology movies kind of allows for that. So that's really awesome.
So Jar Jar should be in that one.
Clearly.
Yes, most definitely. Jar Jar should be in that one. He could be the one that trains Han to be a smuggler.
Yes.
But then they have a Boba Fett movie that was supposed to happen that the guy that directed Fantastic Four, Josh Trank, that was dropped out of because he did such a terrible job directing Fantastic Four. So they fired him and let him say that he quit.
That was nice of them.
That's why the Han Solo movie is coming out before the Boba Fett movie. What other Star Wars stories would you guys like to see that are not part of the Skywalker, not specifically part of the Skywalker thing?
Have you guys watched Star Wars Rebels at all yet?
No,
I have not.
I want to.
It's actually pretty good.
Our buddy Eli, who was a four-letter nerd, and he was in one of the episodes. He's an artist for Star Wars Rebels. You just got.
Oh yeah, Eli. Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Yeah. So he keeps telling me that season 3 of that, because he's working on season 3. He's talking about how awesome season 3 is going to be. He loves what they're doing with season 2, and season 3 is going to be even more badass. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Before the Rebel Alliance has been formed, they're just this is a group of people just hitting the Empire whatever they can. It's a Padawan that survives Order 66, and he actually takes on his own Padawan. He pulls out his lightsaber again after like so many years. Darth Vader's in the show, voiced by James Earl Jones.
Yep.
Oh,
Bad.
Yeah.
It seems like a really awesome show. I really want to watch it.
A big character from Star Wars Clone Wars is back too, but Ashoka is back.
Oh, okay.
She's older.
I want to see more of that show too.
She's awesome.
She's a badass.
There was a recent fight in the show that was pretty awesome. I don't want to spoil it if you guys haven't seen it.
I feel like there's a love story that we never saw more of from the original trilogy. The Rancor and his owner buddy. The emotional reaction I feel when that Rancor dies and the little dog sound he makes and the owner going in and crying over him.
That's the first real cry I've seen in that movie. Even Anakin didn't really cry like that.
I was thinking how great it would be if the Boba Fett movie just is, Boba Fett being slowly digested inside. and he's just thinking back on his life, and that's sort of that's the framing for it. What would I have done differently?
Okay, what's that movie where he's basically stuck in between the wall, like the 24 hours of that one? I forgot what it was called. Like it was The Rock. It was based on a true story.
Oh, you mean the guy who cut off his own arm?
Yeah, it's like that movie.
Yeah, 127 hours.
So the whole time we just see him,
and then we see him fly out at the end. People are like, "Oh my God, Boba Fett's alive!"
So many nerds are like, "What the fuck?"
That would be something. I'm gonna tell you.
Oh my God!
People would lose their shit.
Copyright that.